Good evening, good evening. Well, good morning. Good morning. Um, just here sipping the rest of my ginger tea, ginger lemon, honey tea. And before I go to bed, I'm only going to be on here for a couple minutes. I want to touch on just a topic or a challenge that's been going across social media. I'm not going to cover it fully, but I'm just going to cover it just a little bit, and I will cover the rest of it, tomorrow and throughout the week as I do some more research and meditating on it. So there's a challenge going on called the I can't pay my mortgage this month challenge, and it's going around social media. I've seen it the most on Shade Room, and I saw about one white couple do it. The rest have been all black couples. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just don't like how us as black people, we see these challenges and we run with it and we create this narrative like this is the way it's supposed to be in each other's lives, in our personal lives. I also feel that us as black people, the culture, we look at social media and say this is how my life should be. Again, I'm just briefly touching on it. So pretty much the this challenge is a woman pretty much telling her husband or her man or whatever that she cannot pay the mortgage this month, and the man pretty much acts like he acts like she never pays the mortgage. So why are you telling me this? So I just want to say, for any man out there, you understand what I'm saying, who can't pay his full mortgage, don't be discouraged by this type of content, with these posts, because that's their life. It's not your life. I would definitely like to see, you know, backstories to these accomplishments, because I believe that's an accomplishment when a man can pay the full mortgage for the household. I also know that a mortgage is not the only bill in a house. There's minor bills that you might have, Con Edison, water, groceries, things of that nature. Now, if when you consider these all of these bills together, you're thinking at about a if a man's paying the mortgage, if the woman's buying the groceries, depending on if you have children or not, and regardless if you have children or not, two individuals living in a household together, groceries can easily be $600 a month. Easily, $600 to $700 a month, easily. So if the man is paying the mortgage and the woman is paying paying for the groceries, right? Is she paying for the light? Is she paying for the water bill? Like these are the different things that, take into account, right? So if the man's paying the mortgage and the woman is paying the groceries or what have you, then pretty much, you're looking at like a 60-40, 70-30. But if the man is paying if he's paying all the bills, the groceries, the light, the what, then that's a whole nother conversation. That's still an accomplishment, but I don't think it's unheard of men being able to pay the mortgage. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, Cinnamon, how are you doing, sister? Hope you subscribe to the page. I don't think it's unheard of men paying the mortgage. You understand what I'm saying? The full mortgage. Because at the end of the day, if that man was living on his own, before he met this woman, then he's paying his own rent. He's paying his own bills. So when he meets that woman, you understand what I'm saying? She's, if anything, she's adding to his lifestyle. You know what I mean? And she's able to, pay, buy groceries. She's able to maybe pay the light or pay the cable bill. You understand what I'm saying? So I think when people hear like, oh, a woman's, man's paying the mortgage or he's paying the rent, we immediately, disengage, with that conversation because you feel like you're getting bamboozled. All right. So I just wanted to voice my opinion on that because, I was a big fan of, 50-50, 50-50. And, when you look at when you do take a step back and look at the grand scheme of, it's not a scheme, but when you look at the grand scheme of, a relationship and a marriage or what have you, you understand what I'm saying? It's if you're the man in the house, then 50-50 isn't, really the dynamic that you want to lead with. Respectfully. Respectfully. I feel like it should be, you know, 70-30. You understand what I'm saying? Or maybe, 60-40-ish. But I'm leaning more towards 70-30. I can't hold you. And the reason why I say 70-30 is because we're just not talking about rent. Like I said, we're talking about food, we're talking about light, we're talking about water, and we're talking about gas or what, well, Wi-Fi, per se. So I think that is a conversation. And it might lean a little bit more. If you look at it like that, it might lean towards 60-40, right? But depending on how you work things out, with your significant other, as long as you take some. I think the successful woman out there, they appreciate, a man who can take a load off of them, right? So say for instance, if a woman goes into a relationship and she's already paying, she has her rent at her apartment is maybe $2,000 a month, right? If she can go into a relationship or a marriage or what have you and say, hey, listen, I only have to contribute now maybe $800 a month to this relationship, to this marriage, or whatever the case is. I feel that's a blessing for that woman. You understand what I'm saying? Now you have about $1,000 to 1,200 to maybe even $1,300 a month that you're able to save. You understand what I'm saying? Because now this man is, taking that load off of you, and I'm the kind of brother like if I'm taking that load off of you, he's also getting a load off himself because now he has a woman that's in the house, buying groceries and he's eating, he doesn't have to buy no food. She has a woman that's cooking for him, things of that nature. So I think that, when we have these posts, that are media driven, just to make it look like, oh, the man is doing everything. I think there needs to be like a backstory, for what is really going on in these households. Okay, yeah, you're paying the rent, but what is she doing? You understand what I'm saying? So, my platform is here to create balance, when it comes to social media, because a lot of time they create these narratives that the woman doesn't have to do anything in a household. And I don't think that's fair to a man, yes, 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 my sister. I don't think it's fair to the man, to pay for everything, because what kind of example are we setting for the woman? I mean, not for the woman, I'm sorry, for the children, for our daughters, for our young queens. You understand? So, it's I think, you have to, I think women should be there to support the brothers, support the kings. You understand what I'm saying? It should be a team. That's why we call it, that's why marriage is a team. Marriage is a team. It's a husband, it's a wife, everybody's, I'm not married, never been married before, but if God blesses me with that opportunity, I want a woman who will want to pay a bill and feel blessed to pay a bill, and take a load off of her so she doesn't feel obligated to pay, the money she was paying before, $2,000 a month for rent. Because women, listen, it's hard. It gets hard, in these relations, living on your own, you're paying rent, you gotta buy groceries. It's hard, So when you get married, yes, there should be a load taken off. Moreover, like I said, there needs to be backstories for these relationships, or for these posts. I'm sorry, for these posts, so people just don't think that women are not paying anything, and men don't feel like, hey, listen, in order for me to get into a relationship, I or to get married, I need to be, yeah, yeah. It's all good, sister. I got you. Make sure you follow my Instagram page, Miss Cinnamon. You see it right here. Big Picture Media Harlem. Feel good. Feel free to donate to the Cash App. But yeah, 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 backstories need to be had, when you have these type of posts, because I think the more we discuss these situations in depth, the more men can understand, like, wow, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, if I can just pay the rent. And I think, our woman will feel less, it takes stress off of a woman, you know what I mean? Because women go through a lot. I know, you go through a lot, in the workforce and society, and for a woman to feel a relief of not having to pay a mortgage or rent, you can see the difference in her demeanor. You can see it's like a load is lifted off of them, and that's what my spirit says. That's what my spirit says. You understand what I'm saying? And then she'll relay that energy and that love to her man. And then it takes that load off that man. And then that's how that union is able to, be a successful union. You feel me? So I think when they have these posts, I think they need to have, like, more content to discuss the more in depth, how these situations work. Been subscribed. Oh, okay. Been subscribed. We used to follow each other on Facebook, and I closed. Well, I hear you. Well, I'm glad you closed your Facebook page. It must have been for a good reason. Whoever was, if you have Instagram, follow my Instagram page. But I do appreciate you following my YouTube channel and being up this late at night. I just got in from work not too long ago. Yes, follow my Instagram page if you do have Instagram. Yes, follow my Instagram. And let me know where you're from too. Let me know where you're from, what city or what state you're from. As I sip my ginger tea from Cancun. Well, my mug from Cancun. But yeah, so like I said, my brothers out there, my sisters. Oh, you from Chicago? Okay, I have a lot of family in Chicago. I have a cousin that lives in Chicago that I talk to almost every day. She's like my sister. And I actually met her on Facebook. Yes, yes, yes. But yeah, man, listen, I can say for years, I've been a fan of the 50-50-50-50. Because it's just that thing, 50-50, right? But I think, when you just look at relationships different, and you look at, when you're in a relationship, yes, when you're in a relationship and you see how the woman struggles, not struggle, let's get that S word out. We see how hard they work, right? And we see how much dedication that woman put into their lives, especially if they're running businesses and things of that nature. You want to be able to be a blessing to her. Because when you're a blessing to her, she will definitely be a blessing sevenfolds to you. And yes, that's the message that needs to be put out there. What's this? Shade room. Okay, yeah. It's got an alert. But yeah, so I just wanted to voice my opinion on that. Like I said, thank you guys for always tuning in. Thank you, Cinnamon, for tuning in. Follow my Instagram page if you're not following that already. Um, and you guys have a blessed night. All right. One love.